let's talk about
Exactly.
number 8. What is number 8 on the list?
Okay, big mistake, um, is, buyers, especially for the buyers, um, not getting with a good lender and getting a pre-qualification, finding out what their buying power is. You get a lot of buyers that get super excited and they just call a realtor and say, I want to see this house. I want to buy this house. My first question is always, are you working with a lender? If, unless they're a cash buyer, obviously. Are you working with a lender? Well, no, I want to go see it. Okay. But the first thing we need to do in order not to waste your time and get your hopes up on a property that maybe you don't qualify for, or maybe you qualify for more. And I don't want to waste your time looking at something that you're just going to settle for because that's what you think that you can afford. Right. So, starting kind of putting the cart before the horse, so to speak, they want to go look, they want to go see all the shiny, pretty houses, but they have no idea whatsoever if they qualify. There's several people that I meet with, they don't know their credit score. They haven't filed taxes in several years. They don't know the rules to buying. You need 2 years of taxes, to prove to the lender. There's so much. So, trying to do it without going to your lender first or going to a realtor and having them set you up with a few lenders, that's really important, and a lot of
Yeah,
them
so
don't
you
wanna do
talked a
that.
lot about, not getting the prequal, but you said beforehand in that statement, getting a bad lender is also not good either. Uh, do you have any stories about somebody getting a bad lender, or what does a bad lender look like?
Yeah. So, it's funny. I work with one lender. I'll plug
Yeah,
him. Can I plug
he's a
him?
friend of mine.
Um, Dave, the loan guy.
Dave's the
Dave, the
loan
loan
guy,
guy with
yes.
Axia. Yeah. And he helped me. He's helped me a few times save a few deals. Where a buyer has gone with a lender and you know, immediately, I see the red flags. They're not getting me loan status updates. They're not communicating with me. They're dropping the ball on contract timelines. And you just kind of see the writing on the wall. So I usually, within a couple weeks of being under escrow, I'm like, okay, we have a problem. And um, usually the lender will eventually say, oh, I'm sorry, buyers, you're not going to qualify for this. Like, I can't get you done. Um, and that's terrible when that happens, and I feel like a good lender is gonna do a lot of their due diligence when they're doing the prequel and start actually doing the pre-approval process and starting to see if they can get underwriting, um, done on that before we go very far at all. So I have had to have, my Dave the loan guy come to the rescue and, grab that file, and both times that this has happened to one of my buyers, we have still
Wow,
closed on time.
that's not easy to
So he has
do.
gotten it done in
Wow.
2 weeks.
Oh,
No, no, and, so sometimes it just takes a little bit, of some good work from the lender side. Yeah, so
well,
we
Dave's
saved 2
done my
on
last
that.
3 houses, so, I won't go to anyone else if at all
No.
possible. He's that good, and,
Right, right.
the type of, prequels matter, and so Dave, even his, what he does with his pre-qualifications are actually better than a normal prequal. And so if you're getting something from Dave that
Exactly.
says, "Hey, you got this much," reality is not only is he saying it, but he's got what's called automated underwriting that is also saying, "Hey, we went through the numbers. If the numbers are correct, you got this, you're good to go." So, having the right lender matters.
Absolutely. It does. And let me tell you, there are some fantastic lenders out there that I've worked with, and I have a handful that are fantastic. And that is so important. I mean, in the past, you and I've talked about,
Yeah.
having a good team around me, and I absolutely do. So my clients, buyers and sellers, they don't just get me, they get the
Yeah, and I
whole
think
team.
This is
Very
really,
important.
really difficult in the Phoenix market. There's over 40,000 lenders. Who do you know who to go to? You don't, because you're not thinking about it until you need it. Real estate agents are in the market
Exactly.
for them all the time. So having somebody like
Yeah,
you with a great team around you, with people like Dave, like, that is very important. All right,
absolutely.
we're at
100%.
number 7, right? Number 7.
Yes. So the iBuyer
Mm,
website, um,
you can't say
you
it, but I
know,
will. Like, we're talking
this
Zillow, we're talking Redfin, that's where we're talking.
I mean, yeah, um,
Uh,
yeah. So, a lot of those, and for sellers too, they are going to, they're saying, well, I want to sell and I need to do it quickly. I don't want to have to pay, realtor fees, and I don't want to have to do showings and open houses, and I just want to sell quick and be done. And for some people that works fantastic. But just be aware, you are taking a chance at losing money on the sale of your property, because they're going to
mhm,
come in lower and they still charge all the same fees.
yeah.
It's in the fine print, whereas myself as an agent, if I'm doing a listing presentation, I'm discussing, what my professional fee is going to be. And it is negotiable. We have a conversation. I'm going to show you the value of what I'm worth. Here is what I typically charge. And then we have that conversation and we negotiate a fair fee. With some of these iBuyer companies, they don't do that. It is what it is. The fee is what it is. You're going to pay it no matter which way you dice it, which way you look at it. They're going to get their money. Um, and the same goes, kind of for the seller. The same goes for the buyer, as far as they're not really giving any kind of representation except for getting the paperwork to them and saying, sign here and initial here. So that's always, a big mistake is get a realtor, get a professional. I mean, if you were to, you know, need a lawyer, would you go and just get some lawyer assistant person company that says, okay, this is going to be a standard boilerplate, we're just going to help you here? No, you would get a lawyer, for a doctor, are you going to get, a heart doctor because you're having heart issue? You need, a heart doctor because you're having heart issues, but you don't wanna pay that heart doctor, so you're gonna get the doctor that works on feet because he's a little cheaper. No, you're gonna get the heart doctor. Same thing with a real estate agent.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
s so as a home seller to an iBuyer, you made the comment that you could end up losing money. Would you go into a little bit more detail about how that actually happens, why that happens when you're dealing with an iBuyer?
Because what they're doing is they are going to turn around and sell that property. So, they're gonna have you take a loss so that they can make a gain, bottom line.
Yeah, they
It's
they
numbers,
call it wholesaling in the real
If
estate
if
agent
you're
world. So, like, if you understand retail and wholesale, they're
absolutely.
trying to buy wholesale, and the reason why they think they can
So that
yeah,
they can sell it
they
retail.
think they can get you at wholesale because as fast as you're wanting to sell it, and the speed at which you
Right.
wanna get out of it dictates to them how much they can take off the price. Uh, and that honestly,
Exactly.
it's different for everybody. It's different for the type of sellers that are there and their situation. And it's a
Mhm.
challenge because you might leave what 30, 40 plus on the table.
On the
Yeah,
table. Yeah. Yeah. It's quite a bit. Now, like I said, for some people, maybe that they're okay with that because they need it quick. They need it in a day or two. And I understand that. But if you are trying to make a solid financial decision for yourself, um, I would suggest doing it the good old fashioned way and getting a real estate agent and putting it on the market. We're going to get you
cool.
more money.